of Spirit. Good morning, everybody. Each breath I take takes me into the heart of God. Each breath I take takes me into the heart of God. Each breath I take takes me into the heart of God. Each breath I take takes me into the heart of God. The heart of God. I am the heart of God. Takes us into the heart of God. Each breath we take takes us into the heart of God. Each breath we take takes us into the heart of God. Each breath we take takes us into the heart of God. The heart of God. We are the heart of God. We are the heart of God, the heart of God, the heart of God. We are the heart of God. We are the heart of God. We are the heart of God, the heart of God, the heart of God. Takes us into the heart of God. Each step we take takes us into the heart of God. Each step we take takes us into the heart of God. Each step we take takes us into the heart of God. The heart of God. We are the heart of God. We are the heart of God, the heart of God, the heart of God. We are 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 the heart of God. Woo-hoo! Keep it going. Let's get everybody standing up. Come on, feel it in your body. Come on, up, up, yeah, feel it. One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. Whoa, and I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. What? Y'all forgot. One life living is you and me. One life shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. And we're shining from the inside out. We're so happy. We know your word. it's you and me. One life shining, it's you and me. One love, loving, it's you and me. Cause God is all there is. One life living, it's you and me. One life shining, it's you and me. One love, loving, it's you and me. Cause God is all there is. Cause God is all there is. Cause God is all there is. Cause God is all. Shake it on out. Let's give some love to this band. Linda Ely on piano, Matt on drums, Oliver on bass, and our special guest artist today, none other than Margaret Owens! Woo, in the house. So, you want to make sure you hear and feel everything? Turn off those cell phones, baby. Just check them right now as we're sending virtual love and hearts to all of you. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yes. Good morning. Good morning and welcome. So glad that you're with us today. I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in. Just open your heart right now. So welcome to Universal Spirit Center. I'm Kevin Busey. I have the joy of being Kevin Busey, and I welcome all of you. And I want to acknowledge Joan Bruner, who yesterday retired after 60 years of being in social services. Joan. 60 years. Imagine how many lives she's touched in those 60 years. So also I want to say that our 8:15 gathering, what is here at 8:15, moves to 8:30 next week. So if that 15 minutes makes a difference for you, feel free to come on at 8:30. At 8:30. And that does for me. We're really excited about sleeping in. Not together, but I mean separately. But no, it would not. August 1st, birthdays. Who was born in August? Lee was. Elizabeth, Frederick, Margot, Brian. Elizabeth is today? It's today. Stay standing, Elizabeth. Today. Wow. Happy birthday. But it's kind of a scary month. Leos and Virgos, it's kind of scary, right? No offense, but it is. So I'm going to say that. Also, let's see, what else? Margot, next Saturday is Angels. I'd like you to stand, please. I'd like to talk a little bit about this lovely woman. In that, she's a charter member of our center. She's been doing Angels groups since before I even knew what religious science was. I used to go to those angel groups. Yeah, it was many years ago, and she spoke to me personally powerfully about people on the other side of the veil. So I've used her over the years. She runs a powerful group here. So it's next Saturday, 10 to 12 in our offices. So if you want to be inspired and connect with your angels, let her facilitate it. So thank you. Thank you. So also I want to acknowledge a special group of people that have been facilitating groups, well, during COVID through Zoom, but back in their homes now. We have about 6 home groups that happen throughout the county. They happen either either every other week or once a month. And it's simply a time for people to get together and support each other in a small spiritual group environment. And they eat, and it's a really wonderful thing. And I heard so much awesome things about these groups, especially during COVID, when many of us were just not interacting with other folks and shut down. They had this as an opportunity to connect. So would the home group leaders in the room please stand? I just want to give a special shout out to any home group leaders. Bob, are you a leader? Oh, who else? Okay, Tony, we've got 3 here, so thank you for all you did. And this wonderful woman, Sarah Adams, ministerial candidate, she facilitates the whole program. So I'd like Sarah to say a few words.
Thank you. What a valuable gift it is to be in community, right? There's so much we get to benefit from, and home groups are a way to do that. It's a small, intimate gathering, 8 or 10 folks max, and really a way to just connect and be seen and see and be with people who are on a spiritual path as well. So I really want to acknowledge the home group leaders for facilitating their process. I thought I saw Adele earlier too, but maybe she was here earlier. But thank you again to the home group leaders. And then if you participate in a home group, would you stand up? We'll acknowledge you as well. All right, thank you all. Thank you all. Look at this powerful experience. Awesome. Thank you. So yes, so if you, well, first of all, if you participate in a home group or you are a leader, could you just, if anyone has something they want to share, that how does the home group serve and support you? Is there a word or something that helps you? Anybody want to call out something that they appreciate about their home group? I know I appreciate having, a home-cooked meal once a month, yes. Because many gather and have a meal first, and then have community, yeah, and then they go into a curriculum. And then I do create a curriculum with Rev Kevin every month based on his themes. So it has just a little bit of structure and questions that people can answer and focus on. Anybody else want to share something about their home group experience? Pat? Balance and love. Yeah, thank you. Cookies? Johnny loves the cookies. Lori? Yes. Thank you, Lori. Get a chance to meet people more intimately or connect on a closer basis. And if anyone online would like to chat as well, what they appreciate about the home group, feel free. Was there someone else? Beth? Thank you, Beth. Beth was sharing that during COVID, when it was such an isolating time, she had this community and this way to connect with people on a closer basis, and it really served her throughout the whole time. Thank you, Beth. Okay, Esther. Honest sharing, yes. Authenticity. That's the name of the game today, you'll hear. So, yes, well, thank you. So thank you again. And if you feel like you would be served from this experience and you want to join a home group, we're all open. I think most of our groups have space. And there's some sign-ups outside to the right after the service, the gathering. You can sign up. It's by neighborhood, or you can see the leader. Some of them have themes, like there's a gay men's group. My group was women. Some meet in person. Some meet on Zoom. My group meets on Zoom. So feel free to sign up and join us. It's a great experience. So thank you.
Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. So Johnny, come on up and tell us what the kids are doing this morning.
Good morning, family. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we have more kids. Me and Simon are here. We're ready now. We have 4 kids. We have toddlers. We have school age. We have preschool. We have a preteen. We also have another teacher. Her name is Jasmine. She's ready on standby to come help out when more kids show up. So bring your little ones, bring your preschoolers, your teenagers. We're here and we're ready. So have a blessed day. Also, I want to say happy birthday to Jenny. If you don't know who Jenny is, go to our website, scroll to the bottom. There's testimonials, and this beautiful girl with a luminous smile. It's her birthday. Jenny, happy birthday.
Good morning, Universal Spirit Center. I am Annette Ridenauer, your treasurer. Hi. And I'm so happy to announce that the month of September is our 20th anniversary. Yes, 20 years. And we're going to be celebrating all month. But there's a special evening. It is September 24th. We're going to be having an anniversary celebration at Olivewood Gardens and Learning Center in National City. It's a special event starting at 6 p.m. We have cocktails and drinks and hors d'oeuvres. 7 o'clock is dinner, and 7:30 we're going to have a presentation. So everyone is invited. You need to RSVP, and there's two ways. There's a sign-up sheet in the back, which you can RSVP, or you can go online and RSVP. It's important because we can only have 100 people, and we need to know your food preference. Are you gluten-free? Are you a vegan? Are you a vegetarian? Are you an omnivore? We need to know. So that's going to be very exciting. Bring your dancing shoes. We're going to celebrate. We're going to reminisce about 20 years. And you're going to help. So what we have is this very, very special presentation planned in which we're inviting all the present and former members of Universal Spirit Center to take out their cell phones and take up to a 1-minute video and tell us about how Universal Spirit Center influenced your life, or one great memory that you have. And Gino is going to edit it down, and we're going to really hear the wonderful stories and the impacts of those 20 years of all those great people who have shared their lives with us and their joy. So can you tell I'm excited? So I want to invite you to RSVP. We're accepting donations for this generous event, so if this is something you're called to do, please, you can donate online, because we want to make this inclusive, as all the things we do here. So thank you. September 24th, Friday night.
Great. I'm so excited, Annette. I'm going to be in town. I thought I was going to be out of town, so I get to go too. I'm so happy. If you sign up, right. Good morning. My name is Viraj Ward, and I have some announcements for you. The first one is an invitation to our Wednesday Kitchen Conversations, hosted by Miss Gino Walker over here. This Wednesday, you're going to watch a short video on a piece of history that probably a lot of folks don't know about. And it's unfortunately a dark part of the U.S. history regarding massacres of Black Americans. However, there's going to also be a forgiveness ritual coupled with this. So I want to invite you. That starts at 6:30. And then the Racial Equality Project usually has a weekly action item. Well, we found out that August is Black-owned business month support. So for the entire month of August, we want to encourage our members or your friends to find, I have a list of Black-owned businesses to support. One of the original gentlemen that started this believes that supporting Black business is the best way to lower the high rate of African American unemployment. So you can see me for a list, or you can go on our website. I also have, for those folks that want to go green, a QR code, so you can just take a picture and it'll pull up on your phone. So we're going to do that for the entire month, and then we want you to fill out the form that's attached to that. It's a Google form, just to let us know. We have this target number of, we want 50 people to take and support Black-owned businesses. So let's see if we can meet that goal, or exceed it would be great as well. And then the final announcement I have, the Racial Equality Project always has an interesting movie, and we follow that up with a discussion. This coming, no, it's the third Friday of the month, August 20th. It starts at 6:30, and it's in person here. So it'll be hosted by Gino, and we have to find, well, I usually am here, but I'm going to be on a backpack, so sorry. I'm not going to be around, so you'll be on your own, or we can get a substitute teacher to come. That is the United States versus Billie Holiday. It's a wonderful way to kind of unpack and discuss parts of our history that usually are hidden. And so I encourage you to come. And that's all I have. Thank you so much. Have a great, oh, we have treats, drinks. Yeah, come. Thank you.
Thank you, Viraj. So let's take a deep breath, another deep breath. Thanks for your attention during all those announcements. A lot's going on here. We're going to light our memorial candle this morning. Sarah's grandmother, Kathy, made her transition this last week. So I'm going to invite us to go within, to maybe close your eyes. And just breathe right into your heart space. So we light this candle. Sarah's lighting this candle to remind us that within each of us is a divine flame, the flame of God. And that this flame continues to grow bright even after our transition. And so we know that there is an interconnectedness of all of life, a oneness, and this veil between life and death is so very thin that even a gentle breeze can blow it away. And so we give thanks for the life of Kathy, for her kids and her grandkids and her great-grandkids. We give thanks for the many ways in which she showed up in this life and gave love. And we see her ascending the spiral of life, being safely carried to her next great expression. And in this spaciousness, let's also know for our loved ones that we are connected with them, that they can still be a part of our life, that they are safe, that we are part of the oneness with them. And if there's anyone you would like to mention in this process, go ahead and say their name out loud. And so this morning we affirm the interconnectedness, the oneness of all of life. And we know that love surrounds us all.
Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love, sweet love, calms the room. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love, sweet love, calms the room. Love, sweet love, surrounds me now. Love is the only truth. Love is the only truth.
So now is our time for meditation and prayer. So just continuing in this space of stillness, of presence, of breath, knowing the only moment is now. Today's reading is from Joel Goldsmith. God, here where we are now, here-ness, now-ness. Knowing this, we relax in it, and we have nothing more to do than let there be light. Let there be light in our life. Let there be love. Let there be health, strength, and abundance. Just let. how good it is to know that we can just let it be. Let the magnificence and brilliance and infinite depthless love wash over us, wash through us. Let the divine inspiration speak through us. And so how good it is to be here today in this moment, this one precious cup of now, to behold the divine in ourselves and each other, to see and hear how it speaks and moves through Rev Kevin, how it sings through our beloved Gino and our beloved Margaret Owens, and plays through our musicians. It serves through all who set up and prepared our day. It thinks and coordinates through Corey and Michaela and all who support behind the scenes. And it expresses and unfolds and shines as only it can through each of us here in this gathering and each of us online. What a magnificent moment to be and to let it be. And so with this gratitude, I gratefully, joyfully acknowledge it. And so it is.
Easy does it, darling. Take it nice and slow. Sink into the river of creation and just enjoy the flow. It's amazing what comes to you when you will consciously let go. So remember, easy does it, darling. Merrily along the way. It's supposed to be fun now, don't forget it. Go out and claim the bliss that blooms each day. And if you lost it in the shadows, then you know you gotta find a brighter thought to light the way. Hear me when I say, easy does it. Easy does it. Nice and gentle, darling. Nothing is broken and you cannot get it wrong. Picture yourself perfect for a moment and hear your heart's sweet song. Bless the challenges before you brought to explore, you knowing they will not last for very long. Here where you belong, easy does it. Easy does it. There's nothing to fix, and you will never get it all done. So take a breather. The answers you seek are in the river. So come on in, the water's fine. The sense of well-being is divine. So easy does it. Easy does it. La da 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 da. La da da. La da 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 da.
I think I almost felt myself fall in love. You were so close. Sorry, Tim. I'll move through it here. Beautiful. Now I have no idea what I was going to say. Yeah, something about letting go. So, how many of you have struggled with this re-entry thing back into real life? Some of us have struggled with it. It's embarrassing to admit, but at one point during COVID, I was like, when was the last time I took a shower? I was like, I don't know how many, can any of you relate to that? A few of you, yeah. When was the last time? Or you know, it's time, right? You just same sweats on, same T-shirt, or your partner says it's time, you know. How many of you are fearful about going back into shutdown? Few. Yeah. A neighbor came over yesterday, and he was talking about I don't know, he thinks there's a possibility, and he was kind of worked up and talking, oh my God, if this happens. And I started finding myself kind of going down that road and thinking, oh my God, if this happens again, and kind of all this mental stuff, right? All this mental stuff was going on. And then he left, and I thought about it, and I thought, kind of what you're saying, what if I just approached this, if there is a shutdown or whatever's going on, with an open heart? Move from the mental gymnastics that happens and just be with what is. And I shared last week, I feel like I have a really good kind of template for this or example, because I shared last week how I was on Facebook and I saw the name of someone who I felt like did me wrong in the past. That's a country western song, I'm sure, did me wrong in the past. But they did, and I saw their name on Facebook, and I got all in my head, how could they do this happen, you know, all that stuff in my head. And then I also remembered, and I shared last week, you know, about 2 weeks before my dad made his transition, which was about a month ago, was with him and felt such love for him that it negated any struggles that we had. And I thought, you know, that's interesting. Those are two ways to be. Those are two ways. One is mental, in our head. And the other is a heart-open experience. And I shared last week when I was walking home to my sisters who lived near the board and care where my dad was. I was like, man, you know, it was night. It was kind of chilly, and it was good to be outside. And I'm walking home a rural area, and I'm thinking, man, if I could just live in my heart or from my heart most of the time, how peaceful and loving would my life be? And I have to say that motivated the theme for the month, the rise of the authentic self, you know. We would say maybe in psychology, an open heart, we might say that. In spiritual literature, they call it the divine self that dwells within each of us, the divine self. Or we might call it our authentic self. You know, that part of us that isn't living up to the expectations that we think we should be living up to. That we're not living up to the expectations of others or some God out in the sky. We're not living up to how we think we should be or how others think we should be. We're living in the moment, in an open heart. I've shared this before because it's really significant for me. At the beginning of our center 20-some years ago, right, Wendy? We were young when it started. Yeah. So 20 years ago, I had this idea, this concept of what a minister should be like. You know, I had it from my growing up, my childhood. I had it from school. I had it as people projected what that image should be on me. And I had an image of how a minister should be. And I really kind of tried to live up to it. And I realized over the years in being with you, I realized I'm most effective when I'm myself. Yeah. When I'm with my weaknesses and my strengths, with my fear and my clear knowing, with my struggles and with my wins. It's the call of the authentic self. So just imagine the power of living from a moment to moment, open heart experience. I woke up the other morning and had an experience which happens periodically. So I really observed it. But I woke up the other morning and, you know, it was a morning I didn't have to wake up to the alarm clock because I woke up on my own and the sun was coming through the window and I didn't have a whole lot going on that day. And I was just feeling particularly peaceful, you know, centered. And I get up and go to the coffee pot, which is the first thing I do, and I started thinking about this person who said that they would do something and they hadn't done it. I was kind of irritated with that. And then I thought about, all these things that I've got to do around the house and that big long list, you know. And then I started thinking about a conversation that I had to have that is a tough conversation. And I was getting overwhelmed. My mind was in high gear through the overwhelm and the fear and the anxiety. It was pumped up. Note, nothing happened except for in my mind. The sun was still coming through the windows, right? There was still a fairly easy day, had a good night's sleep. It all happened in my mind. There's a prayer, Reverend Kathy Hearn years ago read this. And it goes something like this. I've tried to call it from memory. Dear Lord, thank you for your wonderful presence because I felt it all day. I have not been in reaction, and I thought of you, and I have been filled with loving kindness. But send me your strength now because I'm about to get out of bed. Send me your strength now. I'm about to get out of bed. You know, one of the great things about religious science, and those of you who are new, it just calls us from victimhood. It says we're empowered in our lives, you know? And I was thinking of victimhood, where we think there's a person or a situation or a life circumstance, and we feel victimized by that. We've all had that experience, right? We've all had it, right? And then the experience of, well, I know best. You know, I know what should happen. I know what's right, and I need things to go a certain way because I know how it should go. How many feel that way? Yeah? So check this out. Some of you raised 2 hands. I should have. So check this out. There's no one out there victimizing us. It's our mind telling us that there's someone out there victiming us. It's our mind that's making a story that we have to be in control. It's the mind. There's nothing out there except, I guess, what we make of it. And I'm sure this is true for you. It's true for me. When I feel overwhelmed or anxious or angry or victimized or that it needs to go my way, my heart closes. It closes up. And I'm not living in my heart experience. I'm living in my mind. So I thought of this the other morning when I said, I got my mind just went in overdrive. It's like I had a peaceful mind and someone hijacked it, or someone got in there and put in a virus or something. How many times do I go throughout the day then living in my mind? It's a scary thought. How much do I depend on, or allow maybe, my mind to make up stories that I then react to? Let's take a breath on that one here. Some years ago, we had a Science of Mind conference here in San Diego, and one of the speakers was Julia Hill. Does anyone know that name? It's the woman who lived in a tree for a year because they were going to cut it down, and it was a big, beautiful tree, and she lived a whole year in this tree so that these lumberers or whoever it was wouldn't shut it down. It was a great story, and it was fascinating. And she has a book, and she told this very powerful, very inspiring story where she was living her passion, which was for a year living in a tree. And so then she opened it up questions and answers, and someone said, "How did you go to the bathroom? How do you do that, And she said, "You have to buy the book to find out." But that's an aside. It's just something I remembered. But someone raised their hand and said, "What?" And I was standing in the back. I remember that. I was standing in the back, room full of people. And someone raised their hand and said, "What should we do? What should we do? You just gave a really empowering story, really inspiring story. You lived in a tree for a year. What should we do?" And I got nervous. That what is she going to ask of me? Do we have to sell everything and go live in where a very poorest part of the world? Do I have to go live in a tree? Do I have to give up my pleasures? What is she going to say? And I found myself getting a little intense. And she says this. She says, "Do what you love. Do what you love." She said, "Find out what you do and love, and find out what you love, and do that." That is a path to an open heart. I hate to admit this to a large group of people and to you online, but over COVID, we got, yes, a third rescue dog. So we're up to 3 now. We have 3 medium-sized dogs. Yeah, we are those guys, Can I say, you heard of cat ladies? We're the cat guys. It happened. It was a dog that was on the streets in Mexico and was starving and sick. So we take this dog in, and I got the drill now, because this is our second rescue from Mexico. Give the dog nutritious food. Give the dog exercise. Surround the dog with kindness. Give the dog structure. And a loving, intelligent creature will come forth. Provide it with a few basic things. And we have experienced in 2 cases now where this great dog comes out. And I'm like looking at these, 2 of our dogs like, your authentic self is coming out right now. As they're engaged and playing, that's not how they came to us. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I'm going to ask you a question here, so just breathe right into your heart. Let your heart open. Let your heart answer it. What does your heart require to open? What does your authentic self need to rise up in your experience? What is your divine self asking of you? And bring your awareness back to the room. Could we have anyone want to share what came up for them? Non-judgment. Non-judgment of self? Non-judgment of self. Yeah, Matthew. Kindness. Hearts aren't going to open with judgment and with unkindness. Yeah. Elizabeth. Receiving love. Because in receiving love, we give love. Lee. Practice. Yeah, Nathan. Take full responsibility for our own lives. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little more about that. Yeah, Wendy, did you? Completely agree. Yeah, take full responsibility for our own life. Margaret.
Light, music, and laughter.
Light, music, and laughter. Light, music, and laughter. Good. Zoe? Yeah. Nothing. Nice. Anyone else? Yeah. Dance opens your heart. So it might be a good idea to get clear on what is it we need. What does the heart need to just open, to just stay open? About 3 years ago, I hiked up to San Gorgonio Peak, which is in the San Bernardino mountain range, and it's the highest peak south of Whitney. It's a pretty high peak. And it's above tree line. It's above any kind of vegetation, and it really is a large peak. And you can spend the night up there. There's no water, but you could camp up there. You could backpack up there. You have to carry your own water. So I spent the night up there, I was by myself, and one morning I wake up, it's about 4:30 and it's completely dark, but I realized, I'm not going to be going back to sleep because I realized my mind was just going about getting back into town. So I get up, I make my coffee, I decide I'm going to take out the fly to my tent, the rain fly, and there's a screen up there, a screen you could look through. And I'm looking at this brilliant, as you can imagine, sky of stars. And then off to the horizon, which I almost seem higher than because I'm at this peak, is just the very beginning of first light. And I sat there with my coffee in a lotus position, and I watched the most brilliant sunrise I have ever seen, unmasked by anything. It was brilliant. My heart was open. It was still. It was magnificent. And I thought, the truth is this sunset, this sunrise, happens every single morning. Every morning. There's a first light. Every morning, we have an experience. Every cycle, every 24 hours, you have an experience of, according to Hebrew scripture and Christian scripture, you and I have an experience of the first words out of God's mouth. let there be light. And unlike the creation of the universe, you and I have the capability and the wisdom to know how to create our day. That 24 hours, you and I are the creator of. We could choose to live in our mind with the accidents and the mistakes and the blame. You and I can choose and practice living in the heart that only needs the present moment and experience that. We have a choice each morning that we get up. How will you live? Where will you live from? I'm going to invite you again to close your eyes. This reading by Joel Goldsmith that Sarah read, I just have to read it again. God, here, where we are now, here-ness, nowness, know this. Relax into it. And do nothing more than let there be light. Let there be light in your life. Let there be love. Let there be guidance. Let there be strength. Just let.
How long am I gonna tell this story? How long am I gonna carry anger inside? I know I'm not holding the best thought for me, and I know there's gotta be a better feeling to find. So if I stumble, if I fall, let it be forward. Release the clutches of the conflicts and the absurd. I could just let it go. Let it go now, let it all melt away like ice cream on a summer's day. And trust the flow, yes, just let it go. And realize it's all gonna be okay now. So what if I lose my temper? I know where I can find peace again. I came here to be God expressing, and it is bliss when I connect deep within to that mighty presence which is oneness, love, and light. It soothes my soul, it calms my heart, and sets me right, so I can just let it go. Let it go now, let it all melt away like ice cream on a summer's day. And trust the flow, yes, just let it go. And realize it's all gonna be okay now. Caught up in the crossfires of this challenging perception. deception. I have let my mind go wandering where I should know better. But I do not need to know why I wandered or grieve the precious thoughts I squandered. I could claim the blessed gift of now and let my consciousness allow the gifts the lover wants to bring me, the very best of everything I could. Let it go, let it all melt away like ice cream on a summer's day. Trust the flow, yes, just let it go and realize it's all gonna be okay now. Let it go, let it go now, let it all melt away like ice cream on the summer's day. And trust the flow, yes, just let it go and realize it's all gonna be okay now. Let it go now, let it all melt away like ice cream on a summer's day. I could.
Such a joy and a pleasure to be in your presence. So I'm here to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As treasurer, I have the opportunity to see the tithes come in every week and every month and pray over them with Reverend Kevin and our stewardship committee and bless them, that we have such a generous and loving community that has helped us be in the black for over 20 years. I want to talk a little bit about, from a leadership perspective, about COVID. And when it happened, Reverend Kevin and the leadership got together and decided that this really was an opportunity to move forward and take responsibility for not only Universal Spirit Center, but what the needs of this community would be. And I was very, very proud to be part of what happened. The transformation from all in-person to virtual gatherings every Sunday. The continuation of looking after our community by having daily meditation groups every single night. That meant so much to all of us as we were going through that incredible trauma in the beginning. The continuation of classes online. The courage to work through all of the technical challenges we had in becoming fully virtual. Well, that's something that we as a community need to be very, very proud of, and incredibly proud of our minister for leading us through this time with such love and compassion. So thank you. So I won't lie and say it wasn't financially challenging. We had to buy things, and the basket wasn't there. So every month we lost about $5,000. And it's no surprise that, about $4,000 comes in the basket every month. And so we are so fortunate that we were able to get 2 PPP loans that made us whole. And so we are whole, and we're moving forward with being in the black. But this will not continue. We really need to make up this $5,000 a month. So I'm asking those of you who are out in virtual land online to think about the basket being a virtual basket, and that you can text us. You can text us today, If today opened your heart, please, text us. And for those of you here in the audience, I want to say that anything that you give, in addition to your monthly tithes, is greatly appreciated until we all are making our monthly budget. And we need your help for that. So I want to thank you in advance, because I know, that every time we've asked, this community has been generous. It's been loving, it's been gracious, and so thank you so much. So as I was thinking about how to make this a little personal, I just want to say that, for the, past dozen years, that I have been giving to this community, my life has gotten more abundant. And I really think there's a direct correlation between that. I have looked in my 40 years of spiritual searches to many different spiritual communities. And one of them, about 20 years ago, was a trip to India to visit the ashram of Meher Baba. And then this week, I came across a reading that he wrote almost 70 years ago. And what's really interesting for me, and why I love and give to Universal Spirit Center, is that all the teachings of all the great traditions come together right here to teach us how to live a spiritual life. So I'd like to read this for a second. Meher Baba, 70 years ago. True culture is the result of spiritual values assimilated into life. Therefore, you must keep before you the ideal of that spiritual culture which, once developed, imparts life and beauty to all undertakings, educational, technical, industrial, social, moral, and political, and pierces through their differences to produce unity. This results in the development of the highest character in the life of a nation, a community, or an individual. So if you have a gift today, I ask you to take it out and put it on your heart, knowing that as I give, so I receive. And so it is. Thank you.
It's good, it's fun, it's connected, it's one, it's everything and more I dreamed it'd be. Quietly guided by divinity, the evidentials clearly show the power that comes from letting go. And I am surrendering to this unyielding bliss. I say, yes, universe, bring me more of this. No longer focused on the things I lack. When the thoughts of doubt come, I just send them packing. Got a clear perspective on the strength inside me. Finally at peace with where I am and wanna be. Joys in hand, and I confess I am settling for nothing less. And now I'm surrendering to this unyielding bliss. I say, yes, universe, bring me more of this. Shiny, splendid, warm and centered, whole and wanting nothing more. Sheer elation and joyous anticipation of the bounty that's in store. I now command all that you would. I understand what matters most is that I feel good, allowing the power of creation to far exceed my wildest expectation. Surrendering to this unyielding bliss, I say, yes, universe, bring me more of this. Bring me more of this. Bring me more of this. Bring me more
And support what this fabulous woman does by buying her jewelry and CDs. And please stay standing. She's got a table out there. And I just have to tell you something really funny. Lee just left the room with the money, but I went to... He's just going to the office. But so when we got a third dog, and I was telling him, he's like, "Oh, that's great, you know." And then he goes, "Rev, if you start thinking about getting a fourth dog, call me first for prayer." Yeah, we're done. We're complete. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath right into your heart. Feel this moment. Feel the presence of open heart. Feel the presence of you in spiritual community. Feel that which is authentic and true and divine at the center of your being. And seeking to make itself known to you. That's the truth. That's the truth. And so we open to this presence, this power. We let it flow through us, touching all the lives of those we encounter. And let's know all this together as we say. So it is.
One life living is you and me. One life shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One life shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. And I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want one life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One life living as you and me. One life living as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. And I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. It makes you wanna shout. One life living as you and me. One life living as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. And we're shining from the inside out. We're so happy. This Sunday, go ahead and shout. One life living as you and me. One life shining as you and me. One love loving as you and me. 'Cause God is all